What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy Friday to everybody. Welcome to another episode of Unspoken Truth Podcast. I'm your host, Tanise. We back with another episode, another topic, something to think about. Tonight's episode and topic is double standards. If you want to jump in the box, let me know. Send me a request, but let's jump right in it. I'm hoping my guests join me soon. Hi, cousin. Um, Double standards. What is a double standard? We got to start there. I like to always start off every topic with a definition. So then we have as far as the conversation. A double standard, I believe, is two different genders doing the same thing, but only one of them getting talked about, getting labeled, getting titled behind doing the same thing that the other gender is doing. That is an example of a double standard. And we're going to dive more into that as the conversation goes. For example, I'll just give you an example off the top of my head. A man and a female both have extreme sexual appetite, both non-monogamous, both multiple partners, but only the woman is getting labeled as a whore or as a slut based off of her same behavior as a man. And we gonna conversation is a little heavy, even for me, but we have to talk about it. So let's get into it. I think the first order of business is who is mostly affected by a double standard, men or women. I think it's women. I think it's women that's mostly affected by double standards. I think a lot of men, much as women, if not more, but they are not labeled the same. They are not labeled the same. And, for the life of me, I can't understand why. How did we get to this place where we judging people for doing the same thing we do in private, in public? Because to me, that's a double standard. I grew up always saying whatever is good for you is good for me too. Dudes get dapped up for having multiple women. Mm-hmm. Sure do. Sure do. Yes, they do. And women get talked about, downgraded, tore down, disrespected for doing the same thing, for not putting all their eggs in one basket. Let's talk about it, cuz I love to have you in the box. Let's see if it'll let me invite you. Yep, sure do. Mm-hmm. Passed around, whore slut. Yeah, dead on. And for the life of me, I don't understand it because it's the same to me.
Yeah.
If I'm doing the same thing you doing and I'm being called a whore or a slut or passed around, so are sir. We both got some things going on. Because for starters, whenever one person is not enough, or whenever you reach a point in your life where you're just not satisfied, something is off somewhere.
Right.
And I would say usually men that operate like that and move like that have a lot of mommy trauma.
Mm-hmm.
because that's the first woman that displayed whatever they displayed to them, perspective and view on. And I think that's why it's so important to be careful how you treat your sons as a mother, as far as being disrespectful, as far as belittling, as far as tampering with their self-esteem, things of that nature. Because sometimes you got some kids out here that's taking a beating at home from their mothers, emotionally, sometimes.
Yeah.
So then that kind of shapes and molds whether or not they have a certain level of respect for a female, period. Because it's going to start with the mother. It ain't no way around it.
Right.
I guess I want to know, why do you think? Because
I don't know.
I don't get it. It don't make sense to me. Although I've seen it when I was younger, I seen it throughout my growing up and my teens, and I'm still seeing it today.
And it's like people with sons and daughters, they treat their daughter different than their son.
Oh yes, ma'am. Oh yes, ma'am. And I'm just now starting to see that. I'm just now starting to see that. Where, and typically for those who are doing, and I think when you hear single, you automatically think, well, you worried about who they with. That's not what that means. That means that there's only one parent that's actually actively playing a role in these kids' life, is what I take from single parent. It's not about whether or not they dating or none of that. That's not what we talking about. We talking about whether or not these kids, when they in the house with one parent over the other versus two parents. We know that a child has a better chance at a two-parent home. We know that. But I feel like this conversation is one of those things that then kind of catapulted and perpetuated a lot of broken homes.
Right.
At the end of the day, up to these society standards that don't equal up or even align with who we are. So why are we doing it? I always thought men was hunters. Anyway, by nature. So honestly, I'm not shocked or amazed if one woman is not enough. Who told us that you gotta have? Yes, it does sometimes come from a bitter parent. Absolutely. Because we was just saying that before you jumped in here, because it starts at home. A lot of these behaviors, a lot of these beliefs, a lot of these thoughts, it starts at home. Whatever is going on at home. Because remember, a child is a sponge. So they absorbing everything around them. All of these behaviors come. They learned behaviors. That's what that is.
Imitation of what was learned.
Absolutely. My guest. That's all I got. I got two guests. I'm hyped. I'm hyped now. Okay then.
How you doing?
Bro, hey, I've been trying
Doing,
to get
yeah,
you on
hey,
here.
crazy part. I was in the middle of just doing something right now, so I'm working. I'm looking like, hold on, I posted already. You know what I mean?
It's okay, bro. So
Yeah. That.
tonight we talking about double standards.
Okay.
How did we get here? Where did it start? Who created double standards? The first question was, what is a double standard? And I gave examples of what I believe that is. A male and a female both exuding the same behaviors and desires, but only one of them is getting labeled.
Mm-hmm.
And typically that's the woman.
Okay.
Before you jumped in, I was talking about men being natural hunters by nature.
Okay.
So, when I see men that just feel the need to have multiple women, I don't think nothing is really abnormal about that, really. Because who told us that we only have to give ourselves to one person?
You know what? It's crazy that you say that because I had a conversation last night. I finally got back onto the streaming app that I've been a part of for like a year or two. But funny part is, I was speaking with a young lady. She's from Kenya, and she said, I guess it was a guy
Okay.
that maybe I don't know what type of relationship that they have, but he happened to come in the room and you can kind of tell that her mood changed. So the guy was like, he was like saying something, baby, can you do this or something, and then so he like, I won't bother you, but she said this to him, what's up? Yeah, and so she said to the guy, I think he had already left out, but she said there was a saying that my mother told me. She said the soldier you have the soldier and you have the barrack. She said, when it comes to the barrack, the soldiers they come and they go, but the barrack
Hmm.
will remain the same. The barrack will be there, right?
Hmm.
And so she said it in a manner to where I knew it was something deep going on with them two. I wasn't sure because I don't know their situation. Me and her are just starting to like communicate and be cool. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But obviously somehow he let her down or disappointed her or something. I don't know if he like she you know through the app or whatever. Maybe he was dealing with another female. I don't know. But the way she was saying it was if like women are the barrack, you know what I'm saying? Like they're the place and it's not going nowhere. She like, once it get old, it'll get redecorated and redesigned, but you know, the males come and go. Basically the guys are the soldiers, so
Hmm.
I hit her with the like at the end of it, I'm like, well, that's part of the reason why I feel as though I'm not married because at the end of the day, it's like the barrack is expecting soldiers to come and go. So I'm like, what if I was married? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, she's like, well, your wife or your woman is still a barrack. You know what I'm saying? Guys are still gonna come and go. You get what I'm saying? So I'm telling her, I'm like, huh? So after having conversations and letting her see some of my viewpoints of it, she ended up saying, well, it's if the guy wants to be a soldier, then the woman becomes a barrack. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, no, I'm like at the end of the day, we was already having a conversation about you saying how like we not supposed to let other people change us. So how is it that because if a woman deals with the guy and he decides to, he may have flirtatious ways or he may have infidelity type of issues or things that adulterous ways or whatever, you see what I'm saying? Why does that, you know, she was saying it as if it was weird, like because I'm explaining it on how I caught it, and I was dealing with the conversation as in the context of how I caught it. So I don't know if it's really being caught the way I'm saying. Now, do you kind of get the way I'm saying it? The way
Yeah, yeah.
I'm saying.
I
So
understand what you're saying.
I was explaining to her, it's like, you know, she's in Africa for one thing, so it's totally different as far as maybe how dating and stuff goes. I mean, of course, there's guys over there that's gonna cheat or whatever, but I'm saying as far as cultural values and stuff, I'm explaining to her, I'm like, shit, I look at it like shit, I'm the barrack, you know what I'm saying? And maybe the woman is the soldier because shit, you got women nowadays that act how men act, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like,
Oh, we was,
like
oh,
you
we
know what I'm
was
saying?
just gonna touch on
Yeah,
that.
a lot of them
Oh,
is
man.
not interested in being a barrack. You get what I'm saying? And whether
And I,
good way or a bad way, a lot of them is not interested in being stationary. I said some of them want to be moving barracks. They want to go as the soldier go. Because she's saying so
mhm,
she was like, well, there's guys that have kids and family and they retire at the barrack. So I said, what happened once they retire? They move, right? She said, yeah, they move. So I said, well, what is that? You know what I'm saying? If a man and a woman is together for life, then like, you know what I'm saying? It like he's never departing from the barrack. You know what I'm saying? So the barrack is a place where it's a phase where at the end of the day, the soldier's supposed to move on. The soldier don't spend the rest of his whole he don't spend his whole life at the barrack. You know what I'm saying? Even if he spend majority of it there, he's not going to spend his whole life there because that's not the way it's set up. You see what I'm saying? So I was explaining to her like that's not really a good analogy when it comes to relationships because like if we talking marriage, this is supposed to be something that lasts forever. It ain't just after 20 years they retire and then it's a divorce. Like of course maybe that do happen, but that's not the way it's supposed to be looked at. You get what I'm
Yeah, but I think too many people put emphasis on marriage, just the title
saying?
that's
Yeah,
attached to
yeah.
it.
Titles are a
And
problem.
they
That's
skip
a problem.
over all of the stuff that goes with it because it's like a job. I've been married, so I can speak to this.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a job. If both parties don't show up every day and do what's necessary for production to happen, meaning for the relationship to be maintained, it's not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care how much the person who is getting the least do to try to overcompensate to
Yeah.
balance that out. It's still never going to be enough.
Because a person carrying much more than they need to. It's not supposed
Percent, because only one of them is doing the work.
and it's gonna make the person devalue the relationship. If they can rely on that one
I'm gonna be
person carrying,
resentful
yeah,
because I'm gonna be like, I'm wasting my time.
that's the
You
one
wasting my time.
that's the one that's doing the work. The one who's not doing the work, they're gonna get complacent in allowing the other person to do all the work. You get what I'm saying? So they're
Yeah.
gonna be lazy. They gonna be okay with not doing. That's like that's like if a woman gets a man who pays all the bills, she might get complacent and not really be interested in paying no bills because she's not used to it. It's not something she has to do. You get what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
even if it's vice versa, if you get a male that you taking care of, you know what I'm saying, because maybe he fell on hard times and you've been paying the bills for a year or 2, 3 years, he might not be in a rush to go out and get no job or whatever because he's just used to the flow of how it's going. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna make it kind of devalue
Well, I mean
your work.
that right there is why a lot of relationships don't work. And my uncle was one of my guests, Uncle Douglas, Tanya, a couple of weeks ago, and he was talking about that. He was talking about communication being the number one problem in relationships that lead to issues in the bedroom, that lead to issues with money and finances. It's a trickle down effect.
Facts.
You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So at the end of the day, that be the issues because first of all, a lot of times nobody is asking those hard questions.
Communication is key, no matter
If
what type.
we gonna be together and we getting married, I need to know who you is. I need to know if you a stand-up guy. I need to know if you gonna stand on business, whatever you told me that's what I'm expecting you to follow through with, because it's action, is love. It's not just you sitting here telling somebody that all day. It's you actually having to show them.
Right.
And nobody wants to sit down and have those uncomfortable conversations like, are you good with money?
Right.
Because if you ask that from the beginning, later on down the line, when you figure out this fool
Well,
is a gambling,
you got to pay attention to it because a pair of lips will tell you anything.
you
So
sure will.
you got to be vigilant and paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
But you make
And you need to know the person in every season.
fact.
Because everybody got a season
Yeah,
where
yeah.
something gonna be going
But
on.
you gotta you're right. You got to understand what season they're in at the time when you're dealing with them. You see what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep.
Everybody go through phases in life and different events that change them and shape them. So you
Yeah.
got to be clear on what's going on with them in their life. As best you can be. You know what I mean? But that's the communication part, because there's no way for you to really know that if y'all not talking and communicating. Like you got to know that this is the answers that these are questions that you won't answer, and you got to be willing to try to communicate with them to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? You
Mm-hmm.
got to feel comfortable enough to trust in what they're saying.
So let me ask you this, because I got to just shoot off. I'm a straight shooter.
Yep.
Why do you believe men lead women on into believing they want more when all they want is sex?
Okay. So let me see. Let me see. Let me see. So all right, it's like this.
Okay, there we go.
Let's see. Um, it's crazy because we put so much emphasis on it. Like as far as the men, like a man be wanting to get to that point, and it's like once you get to that point, then what? So it got to be something besides that. So a man be willing to, yo, man, right across from where I was telling you, bro.
I don't know what the heck happened.
Right. Yeah, I was I'm doing this little live stream thing. You don't know what I'm talking about though? Tell me.
He won't let me do nothing. Okay. All right. And finally kicked her out. I'm so sorry, cuz you more than welcome to join back in though. But so we talking about,
My bad. My bad.
so
All right.
that's my
So
number one
so
question, because I
so
think it's very weird.
uh
Me and cuz then talked about this a couple times, recently. About how you get to what you really after.
yeah, but
I feel
it's crazy the whole game that be played behind all of that. It's really kind of weird. Like you know what I'm saying. You get to a certain point to where like that shit really don't it don't it don't be that serious no more. Like for me, like I have people all the time be like I was my one of my coworkers. You know what I'm saying. I was just talking to her and she was saying I was telling her so I had cooked some food before I came to work and I'm like yeah so when I came in I think she had got like some Whitmores or something so she like you want some ribs I'm like I cooked them like I just cooked some wings and which she's like dang I ain't know you could cook I'm like of course I'm a bachelor like you know what I'm saying and so it's funny because I thought about I'm like I say bachelor like why not well, like who says I'm a bachelor like who fucking my genuine like you know what I'm saying so so so, so
but you know what? I also think that that's a stereotype
what it was like
that
she had,
that women see certain black men and automatically assume they don't know how, and it's judging the book by its cover without even, you don't even really know me like that to know
right.
if I know
But,
how or
but
don't.
like if a male is, I mean, people got to fend for themselves. So like, I mean, I don't think that should be a trait for anyone. A single male, a single female. Like, I, I don't want who wants to have to spend money every day to get food. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't know how to at least cook something. That's that thing. But oh, did I tell you? So this she ended up saying like, most single guys they would usually have like a female for that, and I'm like, I'm not the type of guy that like want to deal with somebody just so they can do something for me, one thing. You know what I'm saying? Cause like even like with my hair, I'm like I was talking to somebody, and I'm like, damn, like this shit get kind of expensive, $50 a week or whatever, getting my hair braided, which is kind of inexpensive, but it still adds up, right? So they're like, well, why you don't get a girl? Why don't you just mess with a girl? I'm not about to be messing with a woman just so she can, or so she can braid my hair or so she can cook me food. Like it's not like I'm so much older and more mature to where like I'm not about to be trying to just deal with nobody just for that. So it even applies to like just for sex. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm not
but
about.
it's like I don't know. I don't know if I want to
Well,
use
I
the
say
word
that to say because it's
trend
all a
or
need.
fad, but
It's
that's what these
all a
guys is doing.
it's all a need though. It's all a need. Like sex is a need. Food is a need.
Yeah.
Maintenance for like your hair is a need. I'm not about to
Mm-hmm.
just be trying to deal with a person for them to just fulfill one need. So that's what I'm saying about as far as with the sex. Like how
Mm-hmm.
you said, why
Cuz
guys?
said, Cuz said they not used to an independent man, a self-sufficient man. And that's why they automatically assume that you don't know how. You see what I'm saying? Like, everybody didn't come from nothing like that or nobody ever taught them nothing. And that's not everybody's story. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Right, right.
yeah, and even if you did, that don't mean that you still don't know how.
And,
That's even more reason for you to figure out how, because you was deprived of certain things in your upbringing.
and,
You know what
and
I'm saying?
sometimes people can't reciprocate what they need, so they automatically assume that you're like them. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hmm.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like if I don't know how to wash clothes, how you know how? You get what I'm saying?
Mhm,
Like a lot
mhm.
of people have that type of mindset too.
But I also think that that's also rooted in people not wanting love. They really want help.
Hmm.
And it's a difference. It's a big difference. It's not the same. I
Right.
think some people get the two confused. The lines can be blurred, especially if you're not conscious, you or aware. The lines can get blurred, but I don't, I think that's also rooted in that. Okay, where do you see double standards used the most? In relationships, in society, or morality?
Um. Uh. You said say them again. What's the options?
Where do you
Relationships,
see double
society.
standards used the most in relationships, society, or morality? And that was a question asked by
Give me,
my son.
give me, give me examples of. Give us examples of all three.
Um,
So we all,
relationships.
so we all can understand where you're coming from when you say it.
Let me see if he's still in here, cause he had popped in here for a second. Um, where you at, son? I might have to wait till he come back in here.
Like,
Um,
okay. So as far as relationships and double standards, like you were saying, like the reason why guys, because like automatically, as soon as majority of times, like the guy has to pique the woman's interest for the most part. Of his like a woman already expects you to to uh to be willing to sacrifice, whether it's your time, your money, something in order to be able to even just be with them in the most minimal manner, even if it's just like to spend some time with them. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know,
mhm,
a lot of women can, of course, they got money to do shit for themselves, but it's like if you a guy and you want to court them, they're gonna expect you to be the one who, you know what I'm saying, who take the lead with that. And so it's like, okay, a guy, right? He can meet 10 women in a month, 10 different ones. You know, I might get her number at the light. We might text. We might not never even text no more. We just exchange numbers. That's over with. Meet another girl, same type of thing. Who knows? You might have a drink after a couple weeks, and you know whatever, whatever. And I'm just saying, like you go through so much, like it's a numbers game because like every single woman that you come in contact with you or that you exchange number with, it don't mean that it's going to advance to anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And
mhm.
it's no rush for any of that. But on the strength of that, like every time that you do try to pursue a woman that is you, that's like it's going to be like you coming up front financially for the most part. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
you got some women here and there that don't be tripping. Like if they into you, they don't mind. Like hey, we can get something to eat, or I'll break my neck to come see you because I'm really trying, but that's rare. It don't happen like that often. You know what I'm saying? So guys is already on the spending end right off the rip. Like the woman is on the receiving end off the top. You know what I'm saying? So like that's why most guys would be like, well, shit, I don't mind doing for you, but like at the end of the day, you know what I'm on. Like you know what I'm trying to do with you. Like you know what I'm saying? At the end of
But
the day,
that is part of the question. A lot of these men are not saying that. And that is what I meant when I said we was talking about this a couple of weeks ago.
that's because they just using the I love you. I want a
Hmm.
woman. They using that instead of just going. You know what I'm saying?
Why though? What is the purpose?
Because
You'll
because
get
because,
further.
because no, because women are emotional. They playing off a woman's emotion when they do that. You know?
Wait a minute, but you'll get further ahead with the woman long run. Cause see, you busy focused on the front end.
They ain't worried
If
about
you
hey,
Right, but I'm saying I'm talking about it'll be a release. It'll be like I want to give it to you. If you was to be upfront from the beginning. Bro,
uh,
this is
um,
all you want.
but,
Who
but,
knows? I might be like that too. I might not want no
but
attachments or no relationship either.
it's
But
rare. It's
unfortunately,
happen. It's rare. It's rare. That's gonna happen like that though. You know.
yes, it is. But unfortunately, we are emotional creatures. So we are the one between the two that's actually looking for more than
Mhm.
just sex. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? Versus y'all don't care. Y'all could smash and keep it moving and it won't be nothing to y'all because it wasn't nothing to y'all from the beginning. But everything about us is built off of emotion.
Well, I mean, it's been time like a guy could deal with a woman and be into her, and she still could drift away for some reason. Like you know what I'm saying? That happens to a lot of guys. Like it's not that every guy be wanting to deal with multiple females. It's like you got to think about it. Like some females have a way about themselves to where like they choose to have to deal with multiple guys. You know what I'm saying? Because of the way they act. Like just because a guy like you don't mean he gonna put up with you acting funny to him, treating him funny, none of that. You know what I'm saying? Because he gonna
Yeah,
have
but I also feel like another example of a double standard is men don't typically put all their eggs in one basket. They do date multiple women so they can figure out which one of them they really want to be with for real.
well, but
But when women do that, that's labeled as passed around. Cause just like you said, just because I got their number and we decided to get to know each other, don't mean nothing came from it. Don't mean we slept together.
the,
Don't mean it's gonna go nowhere.
well, the thing is, it's the people that you deal with because like if a woman if she just cool with a decent amount of guys and she not sleeping with them all, then that's not nothing wrong with that. If she's sleeping with a lot of guys and them guys is running around having conversations about it, then she giving herself the opportunity to be put out there like that. Because even if she's dealing with a mature man that ain't gonna put her business out there like that, nobody would know. You get what I'm saying? So it's
Mm-hmm.
back to who she dealing with. You know what I'm saying? She dealing with immature people to the point to where multiple guys is, hey, damn, I was fucking with her. Damn, I used to be fucking her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but okay, so my cousin said, and so what if we did? Because that's part of the double
Go
standard
ahead.
as well. That's part of the double standard as well. So what if we slept with all of them?
Go ahead. Well, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. That's your business. But if you're doing that and guys is talking to each other about it or it's getting put out there, that's how you get labeled. Like that's what I'm saying. You see
Okay, but why is guys pillow talking in the first place? That's a feminine trait. That's a feminine characteristic. Why are you discussing what you doing
But that's what
in
I'm saying. So
private?
I'm saying the woman is picking the wrong guy because not every guy gonna do that. So that's more
Mm-hmm.
so about the type of guy that you dealing with, that you choosing to deal with. You see what I'm saying? Because not every guy. Some guys don't want their business out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe I know she fuck with multiple niggas. Man, I don't want a lot of people to know that. Then that's our business. So I ain't about to be going like, hey, I did such and such. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nobody's business. You say you want what? They be aggravated sometimes. Like, damn.
How can you tell when you being held to a double standard? Ooh,
Oh,
Lord, have I been in situations where I was like, you know what? Now this some straight BS. Double standard. Because
what I'm saying when a person get caught doing what you do and they expect to be handled or treated differently than how they treat or handle you.
facts.
I've been in situations like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like when a person get caught the same, like if you get caught doing something, it could be something simple. Hey, the way you was communicating with somebody, or I noticed this happened. You know what I'm saying? But then when they do it, it's a whole. You supposed to view it a whole different way. Like
Hmm.
you can't be moved me full throttle and accuse me of everything under the sun when it was me. But then when the shoe was on your foot, I'm supposed to give you grace. I'm supposed to
Mm.
bleed differently.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Like
woo! So you saying the saying was good for the goose, good for the gander.
cool when they do it. It's a problem
Mm-hmm.
when
It's
I
a
do it.
problem when I do it.
Yeah, it definitely be like that
Okay.
though. It definitely be like that.
Respect.
Definitely be like that.
um, let me say, so I got some notes over here because I was like, oh, now this some heavy topic right here. What behaviors have you seen from either a significant other, a parent, or a friend where you knew it was a double standard?
They just be doing anything. They just be calling just to call. Like,
They don't even need you.
no, for real. And it
You
be
ain't
like,
calling.
I be ready to walk out of here because I don't be playing like that. Leave me alone. Unless you really need me. Don't be calling me just to call me. Like, don't do that. I don't like that.
So, what behaviors have you seen from either a significant other, a parent, or a friend where you knew it was a double standard?
Shit, when the female I was dating used to act like it was a problem with me messing with other females, but I found out she was messing with females.
Oh, ha!
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
why you ain't cut me in then?
tell me like
Okay.
how that work? Oh, cause you a girl and it's a girl that is bad, huh? But
Okay,
because
so
I'm a guy,
why she ain't cut you in then,
you
bro?
see what I'm saying? Why you want to hide it? Why you hiding it? You
Cause
know what I'm saying?
everybody
So
ain't comfortable with
and,
being
and, and,
out
and like
the closet.
that's a big problem too, cause like that happens a lot. You got to think like female get into it with her dude. Say dude in a real relationship with a woman, he get into it. What is they on, man? Come on with him. I know he don't. Huh? What they talking about? I don't know. I ain't think they ain't got nothing to do. When you to mess with the ones who in the background, like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, where y'all at? We ain't got a, y'all got a motherfucking problem. Keep it with y'all. Yeah, on me. Yeah, yeah. Hey, where you at? You ain't just chilling, is you? What you got in the cup? Is it tequila?
Okay. Again.
Oh, you said what about it? What room? What room? That was 408. That's what they talking about. If you go up there, just open the door and leave it open. Okay. So it ain't gonna never stop stinking. Okay. They should have gave the motherfucker the room that was fucking with. Right, right. I gave that thing Gave him that room. Okay. Um,
Well, I'm a, last, well, the week before last episode was on the polyamorous world, polyamorous relationships.
polyamorous.
And that just kind of tie into what you were saying about why she was hiding. Because my cousin was my guest for that topic, and she was talking about how sometimes people tried to mesh the two worlds,
Officer
and
Kenny,
for,
how you
and for
doing?
some reason it just didn't.
I was wondering where you were. I get a little more days off. Nice.
She starts and just starts women by herself and men by herself.
See you as always.
So
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's the reason, but it could be. It definitely could be. It definitely could be the reason. Some people are traumatized by stuff they've been in.
I do this podcast because how you doing? Oh, for real? Yeah. Nice to meet you. Yeah. Nice to meet you too.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
What's up? You doing a podcast?
you
Yeah.
never know.
Oh, shut up. Yeah.
You just never know. I feel
Couple
like
standards.
sometimes
Too much stuff. She out
you
supposed to
be
be
traumatized by certain stuff.
made it on there. What you doing?
So then you try to walk on eggshells.
Oh
I know
yeah.
you
Yeah.
at work, bro. I love you so much. Thanks for popping us. You trying to get in the box? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I just feel like, um, I just feel like Nita gave the best, she gave the best like advice when I was there last summer about just enjoy the moment with who you with and stop romanticizing every relationship or connection that you have with somebody. And boy, was that some real shit, okay? For real, for real. And so now, yes, I consider myself single because ain't nobody sat down and we had the conversation like, yeah, we together. So I'm just like these men. I'm not gonna put all my eggs in one basket either. I'm not. No. I'm gonna date multiple people. I am. Yeah. Until somebody show me they ain't playing with me and they serious and they gonna stand on business, absolutely. Oh, cuz no. You gonna find your person. You definitely gonna find your person. Not single for life. Nah, you deserve to have somebody that treats you like the queen you are.
Say you made me something? Thank you, too, love. She'll take care of you when you want to some drinks.
But are we actually putting ourselves in position to have that?
She don't either.
Because I say the same thing all the time that I want to be somebody's wife again.
You got a good 90
But
days.
am I putting myself in a position to actually do that?
Probationary period. Yeah.
Well, it starts with you, though. It starts with you.
It's silly, man. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah. You have to love and treat yourself. We was just talking about, relationships when it come to these double standards and why a lot of people are choosing to be single instead of
I mean,
being in a relationship. Um,
well, the thing is, like, a lot of people don't look at it like balanced. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, a lot of times, like, I mean, you got some guys that's most guys, most men who really men, they raised in their mind they want to be a provider, protector, and blase blase. But then you have a lot of counterparts, you know what I'm saying, women that could be like abusive to that, or like, you know what I'm saying, it's like it's like they try to drain it too much, you know what I'm saying? It's like you fucked up, you the bad guy, you know what I'm saying? You less than a man if you fall on hard times or if you ain't doing exactly what they want you to do. Like, and that's just not fair though. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't so like the unconditional love thing. You know what I'm saying? If somebody really love you, supposed to be unconditionally. Like they say men are the only ones that are loved under conditions. You get what I'm saying? If we fall short, you know
Mm,
what I'm saying, like
mm.
like a
You,
woman to show more love to her little dog. You know what I'm saying? Because when she come home, that dog right at her leg. Like a woman want a man to do all that. A man can't physically do that. You know what I'm saying? They happy to have that pet. A woman gonna have it. She'll have a husband or have a man, boyfriend. She still gonna have that little dog because she happy that as soon as she comes to the door, the dog all over her. A man might be tired when he get home from work. I'm gonna give you a hug, give you a kiss. I want to give me a shower, lay down, give me something to eat. Da 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 da. Like so, they want something that's gonna be like they priority the whole time. You get what I'm saying? It's like what I'm saying? Like it's not really a fair balance sometimes when you're dealing with
well, and I'm gonna say this. I feel like that's because a lot of women have not worked on themselves, so
right,
there's still a display of selfishness there,
right,
and that's why that's the behavior. That's why that's the response. That's why that's the expectation. But what I want people to understand is the unconditional love. Yes, it exists, but if
mm-hmm.
you remove condition from it, if
Right,
you remove condition from it, because nobody should have to be loved with conditions or have to be dealt with conditions or have to be tolerated. That's too
right.
much stress. That's too much strain.
Good.
That's too much. That's too much. And they
Huh?
not even exuding that thing that they want
All
you to
right.
have or be.
What you want to do? I'll put them back. No.
I think a lot of
They
people
right
get
near
that.
that the cart. They got the cart. They got the boxes. When you
I think a lot of people
I just see
have
like 8 of them.
expectations for their
Hold
significant
on.
other or their spouse, and they don't exude those things, but they expect you to, and that is what I think a lot of people miss out on
It's
because
like
you
what
can't
when I look at
expect.
it when I well of course when you look at other people's relationships you never know exactly what's going on in their household when you're not around.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
even from the outside looking in, a lot of time when you watch people relationship, it's rare that you find a woman who be like the woman that it would take for majority of men to like be okay mentally and to still strive on their off days or their bad days. Like it take a certain type of woman to provide that type of support. A lot of women just, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the women that you see or that you come across, you know what I'm saying? They just don't be having that. You know what I'm saying?
and that goes right back to me saying they have not worked on themselves, because when you work on yourself, you understand that your position with your significant other is a place of peace.
Yeah, yeah. Y'all raise each other up. You know what I'm saying? It's
Okay,
about
so
yeah, yeah.
now if you can't give him peace if you don't have none.
Right,
It's chaos in your
right,
head and your
right,
body and your
right,
world.
right.
So how can you get at to him?
Is it 8 of them? I saw like 8 of them. I saw a good amount somewhere.
So, again, that goes into what I was saying about us having expectations of others that we don't exude.
Uh-huh.
You
Yeah.
want me to be this and be that, but you not even that.
Good, good. Thank you.
So
Y'all
that's
20?
just as
I'm
unfair.
a 10. Hey, when I see it, hey, look, when I
When
see it,
it
I
comes
know it.
down
Hey,
to it,
when I
it's
see it, I
about
know it. Look,
compromise.
every time I see it, I know it. My mama
Why are you doing that?
told me, so when I see it, I know it. Yeah, I know it. Yeah.
Why
Look,
you willing to compromise or at least try to learn somebody's love language?
yeah, yeah. But y'all dressed alike, and it's
Because
just like,
that's important too.
like when I see it, I know it. It wasn't even. Yeah, yeah, that was wild. Yeah, yeah. Enjoy your night too. All right.
Hey, unfortunately, it's a lot of sayings that's been said over time. This is a man's world. This is a woman's world. I think if we just kind of remove the gender from it all and realize that this is our world, it's not just a woman's world. It's not just a man's world. This is our world.
You know what? It's like the value of really being a team is like it get lost by people being selfish and having a an individual in the individualist type of mind frame. It's like
Well,
I
I
want to
mean,
be in a
also people don't realize it's a difference between a companion and a partner. You get what I'm saying? The person who wants the companion is just the person who wants intimacy from
right.
another person. But a person who aspires to have a partner, they want to build something together. This is way
They
bigger
working
than
with
us
somebody.
just laying together and us having a couple conversations. No, I see your vision and I understand it. And I also understand the position I must play to help you get it, because that has to be both persons' aspirations as well. You got stuff that you trying to achieve. I got stuff I'm trying to achieve. Both of us got to be willing to be each other's support system.
Good. Have a good night. Yep. Yep.
We got to be willing to be. I don't want to be with somebody that the only thing that we ever do is what they trying to accomplish, but we don't ever take
Right.
no
Right.
time
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
discuss what I'm trying to
That
do.
person whoever that person that you're willing to do that for you have to still see in them willing to help you accomplish your dreams and goals as well.
Hmm.
That's what makes it a partner or a team. Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
support. Is you being willing to be a support system to who you with. It's one thing to see somebody. It's one thing to date somebody.
Right.
But it's a whole nother level when you start talking about that's way deeper than marriage to me. Because to me, marriage is just a bargaining, a business, just like anything else in this world. It's a piece of paper. If you think that piece of paper is going to solidify you having everyday peachy cream with your significant other, you insane.
Right.
Seriously. And I used to think that. That's how I knew I had got married and didn't even understand it.
Right.
When we said I do, it was going to be like this every day. What a delusion.
Yeah. That's yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So again, a
But
lot of people won't take the time to get to know each other, let alone a person's love language. And those things have to happen.
okay.
But I love you so much. I appreciate you for popping in here
Yep.
and chopping
Yep.
it up with us. Tell your coworkers I said hello, and I'll see you soon.
What you doing with the front desk?
Me?
Yeah. Huh. What you doing with them? What are they doing?
I love you, bro. Go ahead. I know you at work. I'll get with you later, okay?
Okay. Yeah. Love you too. Appreciate y'all. Uh, you're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah.
Okay, guys. Shout out to my brother slash cousin. We got this little special little bond thing going on. Um, for his insight, his perspective. This is always good to hear both sides whenever we having these conversations. I never want the conversation to feel one sided. We got some answers. We may not been able to get all the answers, but the fact that we took the time to have a conversation is a blessing to somebody, including me, because even I am not too good or too high and mighty to learn. Um, so I appreciate everybody that jumped in, chimed in, commented, popped in the box, gave their opinion and point of view. All love. I want y'all to keep tuning in. Um, look forward to new guests, new topics. I plan on traveling a little bit more, so who knows where you might see me at. But yeah, um, I love y'all, man. Y'all motivate me so much. Y'all just don't know. Careful. Be safe tonight. Do something good for somebody this weekend. I always tell y'all that that's never gonna change. Um, Spend some time with yourself. Take yourself out on a date. Go for a walk. Exercise, meditate, whatever gets you to relax. Do that this weekend. I love y'all. I will see y'all next. I am your host, Denise. See y'all next week.